The final Sunday of November 2025 was a showcase of everything that makes the Premier League the world's most watched football league. On this day, anticipation was in the air long before kickoff, as fans from all corners of the globe tuned in, eager to witness the unfolding drama. The stakes were higher than ever, with every team fighting for their own ambitions, some chasing glory, others battling for survival. High stakes, unexpected twists, and moments of brilliance kept fans on edge from the first whistle to the last. Every goal, every save, and every tackle was met with roars of approval or groans of despair, as the emotional rollercoaster of football played out in real time. The atmosphere was electric, with supporters living and breathing every second of the action. Stadiums across England were packed, with every match carrying huge implications for the title race, European spots, and the relegation battle. The tension was palpable, as teams knew that a single slip could change the course of their entire season. Fans, both in the stands and at home, felt every twist and turn as the day unfolded. The league table was shifting, and every result sent shockwaves through the standings. As goals flew in and results came through, the balance of power changed minute by minute. Teams that started the day in comfort suddenly found themselves under threat, while underdogs seized their moment to shine. Managers and players felt the pressure, knowing every decision and every point could define their season. Tactical changes, bold substitutions, and moments of individual brilliance all played their part as the drama intensified. The weight of expectation was visible on every face, from the dugout to the pitch. This was Premier League drama at its finest, unpredictable, passionate, and utterly captivating. As the final whistles blew across the country, fans were left breathless, already counting down the days until the next round of unforgettable action. On a brisk evening at Old Trafford, the iconic home of Manchester United, anticipation filled the air as the Red Devils prepared to host Crystal Palace. The stands were packed with fans draped in red, their voices echoing through the historic stadium, hoping to witness another memorable chapter in United's storied legacy. From the opening whistle, it was clear this would be no ordinary match. Both teams started with high intensity, battling for control in the midfield and probing for weaknesses. The energy on the pitch was matched only by the tension in the stands, as every pass and tackle was met with roars or groans from the crowd. Against the run of play, Crystal Palace struck first. A swift counter-attack caught United's defence off guard, and the visitors capitalised with a clinical finish. The away fans erupted, while a stunned silence briefly fell over Old Trafford, highlighting the vulnerability in United's back line. For much of the first half, Palace's disciplined defence and organised pressing frustrated United's attempts to break through. The Red Devils found themselves repeatedly denied, their attacks stifled by a determined Palace backline. Yet the hosts refused to let their heads drop, showing glimpses of the fighting spirit that has defined the club for generations. As the second half began, the atmosphere intensified. Spurred on by the passionate Stretford end, United began to find their rhythm, pushing forward with renewed urgency. The breakthrough finally came when a perfectly delivered cross met the head of a United attacker, sending the ball crashing into the net and igniting wild celebrations among the home supporters. With the score now level, United sensed an opportunity. The momentum had shifted, and wave after wave of red surged toward the Palace goal. In the dying minutes, a moment of individual brilliance, an audacious dribble and a precise finish completed the comeback, sending Old Trafford into a frenzy as United took a dramatic 2-1 lead. The stadium erupted in jubilation, a sea of red scarves and flags waving in unison. The players celebrated with the fans, their resilience and determination on full display. It was a night that reminded everyone why Old Trafford is known as the Theatre of Dreams. For Crystal Palace, the final whistle brought heartbreak. Their disciplined performance and early lead ultimately counted for little,
as they were left to reflect on what might have been after coming so close to a famous victory. As fans poured out of Old Trafford, the sense of drama lingered in the air. This thrilling comeback not only secured 3 points for United, but also set the tone for a day of unforgettable Premier League action, reminding everyone of the unpredictable magic of football.
As the echoes of drama faded from Old Trafford, the football world's attention turned sharply to the capital. The spotlight now shone on the London Stadium, where Liverpool's season hung in the balance. The stakes were clear. Liverpool, a club with a proud history and high expectations, found themselves in a precarious position, needing nothing less than victory to keep their hopes alive. The London Stadium buzzed with anticipation as Liverpool prepared to face West Ham in a match that felt like a final. Every supporter knew what was at stake, and the tension was palpable from the very first whistle. Liverpool's players arrived carrying the weight of recent disappointments. 3 consecutive league defeats had left their confidence battered, and a heavy Champions League loss still lingered in their minds. The pressure was immense, and every player knew that another slip could spell disaster for their season. On the pitch, Liverpool's fragility was evident. Their usually sharp attack struggled to find rhythm, while defensive lapses left them exposed. The team looked a shadow of its former self, searching desperately for answers as the minutes ticked by. Sensing Liverpool's vulnerability, West Ham, fighting to escape the threat of relegation, seized their moment. The Hammers played with hunger and belief, their fans roaring them on, hoping to pile more misery onto their illustrious opponents. For Liverpool, this was about more than just 3 points. It was a test of character, a chance to halt their alarming slide and reignite the spark that had defined their best performances. Every goal, every tackle, every moment mattered. The atmosphere inside the stadium was electric, with both sets of fans urging their teams forward. Every challenge was met with a roar, every near miss with a gasp. The sense of desperation and hope mingled in the air, making for a truly gripping contest. For Arne Slot and his Liverpool squad, the stakes could not have been higher. This was a defining moment, a chance to prove their resilience, restore belief, and show the world that Liverpool would not go down without a fight. In a bold move, Arne Slot benched Mohamed Salah, sending a clear message that no one was undroppable. The decision dominated pre-match talk, but Liverpool were boosted by the return of Alisson, Joe Gomez and Florian Wirtz. Wirtz's creativity and Alisson's presence brought much-needed stability. West Ham welcomed back Lucas Paqueta and defender Mavropanos, adding intrigue to the lineups. All eyes were on whether Slot's gamble would pay off. The match unfolded as expected. Liverpool dominated possession, while West Ham defended deep. Chances were scarce until the second half, when Liverpool's urgency increased. In the 60th minute, Alexander Isak finished a slick move to give Liverpool a vital lead. The goal forced West Ham to attack, opening up the game and creating late drama. West Ham thought they'd equalised through Paqueta, but VAR ruled it out, crushing home fans' hopes. Liverpool held firm through a tense finale, securing a desperately needed 1-0 win. Relief swept through the Liverpool camp. The victory was a lifeline for their season. The stats told the story. Liverpool controlled 55% of possession, dictating the game's tempo. They managed 8 shots, 4 on target, while West Ham failed to register a single shot on target. Alisson had a quiet afternoon, while Areola's saves kept West Ham in it. West Ham's 7 corners showed their late pressure, but Liverpool's defence stood strong. Isak's clinical finish was the difference. The numbers confirmed Liverpool's dominance and West Ham's lack of cutting edge. Both teams lined up in a 4-2-3-1, setting the stage for a midfield battle. Liverpool's starting 11 featured returning stars Alisson, Gomez and Wirtz, with Isak leading the line. West Ham countered with Paquetá and Mavropanos back in the fold, and Wilson up front. Salah's place on the bench was the day's biggest talking point. The benches were stacked with talent, ready to change the game if needed. The tactical matchups promised a fascinating contest. Liverpool's win lifted them to 13th, halting their slide and providing a much-needed boost. West Ham's defeat left them 16th, still perilously close to the drop zone. The disallowed goal added to their frustration and pressure. Elsewhere, Arsenal's London derby with Chelsea had title implications, while United's comeback kept them in the top four. Every result shifted the table, with Liverpool's climb one of the day's key stories. The victory gave them a platform to build on as the winter schedule loomed. The Premier League's relentless pace showed no signs of slowing. The drama wasn't just in England. Millions watched worldwide, from Stockholm to Sydney. The Premier League's global appeal is unmatched, uniting fans through high-quality football and unpredictable storylines. Social media buzzed with instant reactions, connecting supporters across continents. International stars like Isak and Paquetá drew in fans from their home countries, adding layers of interest. The league's diversity and talent make every weekend a global event. The emotions, joy, heartbreak, hope, transcend borders. As the final whistle blew, fans everywhere were already counting down to the next round of matches,